A very good morning to you and welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. We're here for the build-up show for West Ham United versus Manchester United, with David Moyes' side looking for a firm response after Wednesday night's debacle up in Liverpool. And if my estimations are correct, David Moyes effectively threw a cup quarter final to prioritise this game. So, boy, I am expecting something special from West Ham today. And of course, we're all hoping that we can bounce back and pick something up, because it's always nice to pick up something against Liverpool, against Manchester United, sorry. And yes, we would have all prioritised, we all know that, the game on Wednesday, but that's now been and gone. We need to move on, stop looking in the past and move on to this game, which can provide the opportunity for West Ham to jump up into 6th in the Premier League with a victory. That's the good thing about playing first in the weekend. You can put a firm statement out there and really assert your dominance on the teams around you. And we could leapfrog Manchester United, Brighton and Newcastle with a win this lunchtime. So there is still a lot riding on this game. Of course, there's disappointment from Wednesday still looming, and that'll probably be reflected in the attendance today. 12:30 kickoff, 2 days before Christmas, an away game with 6,000 in Liverpool 3 days before. So I'm expecting the crowd to be a bit flat today, to be honest with you. But if we start well, if we can get up, if we can do what we did against Wolves, then you never know, the crowd might get back on side and we can have a really good afternoon at the London Stadium. Let's see who we have joining as usual. Suspect, thank you very much indeed for joining us morning to you. It feels weird doing a show live in the morning, really. Whoever invented these 12:30 kickoffs needs to rethink it. Honestly, I don't know how Liverpool feel, because I'm a bit that we've got one, and I think this is the first one we've had all season. And yeah, I'm not a huge fan of them, to be honest with you, and I haven't even got the inconvenience of getting up early and travelling to the games. But yeah, look, it is what it is. 12:30 kickoff after a Wednesday night game. Even Jurgen Klopp backed us up in a pre-match press conference yesterday when he referenced us and saying people were moaning about Moyes for rotating in the cup game and then having to play 12:30. Of course, we know Klopp likes to moan about the 12:30 TNT Sports slot. But even he was sticking out for us in what is continuing to be a very brutal and unforgiving fixture schedule for everyone. And, we've had the most games out of anyone because we've been in Europe and the Carabao Cup. So no team has had more games than us in, domestic or European or league competitions in the Premier League this season so far. So look, it is what it is. We've just got to knuckle down, get our heads down. And Moyes has got to coordinate a plan here, because his plan currently isn't working in terms of rotation. I mean, that was a car crash on Wednesday night, and I'd assume that all those players that didn't start on Wednesday were being rested for this game that was deemed more important, which is baffling. But I suppose now we've got that to look forward to, haven't we? We've got to look forward to the full starting 11 coming up against a depleted Manchester United side that have really not impressed so far this season, despite having a relatively good league record. They've beat teams they should expect to beat at home, apart from Bournemouth, of course, were all unravelled a couple of weeks ago in a brilliant 3-0 victory for the Cherries. But apart from that, they've just been sort of going along quite nicely in the league, beating the teams they'd be expected to beat. And then, I mean, they've had a ropey time of it in Europe, haven't they? I can't actually remember how that ended, but yeah, it wasn't a good time for them in terms of European competitions. I think they're out of it completely from memory now. I mean, with a group with Copenhagen in it, you wouldn't expect to finish bottom, and I think they did, Manchester United. So look, that was a real disappointment for Man United. But that does mean they can now focus solely on the FA Cup and Premier League. They're only fighting on 2 fronts now. We're fighting on 3 fronts still, and it was 4 up until Wednesday. So look, I'd expect some tired legs from the players that did play Wednesday night, because we did a lot of running aimlessly to not much effect on Wednesday. But look, a response is what we need, and a response is what we're going to expect, because there were 6,000 that travelled up there Wednesday, and I was one of them, and I was utterly appalled with what I saw. So if I don't see a response and if I don't see a decent performance today, then Moyes is going to come under yet more pressure. He got a lot of stick on Wednesday night, and 100% it was warranted, because that was all on him. But he's now got to stand up again, be counted, take responsibility, and put in a performance to put a smile back on our faces before Christmas. Because at the moment, it's the nightmare before Christmas. But can Moyes make it in to a dream before Christmas? We will have to wait and see, of course. Let's see who else is in the chat feeling confident. Yeah, mildly. Mildly. A win puts us sixth, and that's the incentive that we've got to drive ourselves with today. We can be in a European spot over Christmas if we win and results go our way in the remainder of this game week. So look, we've just got to do what we can do and depend on other results, and we may just be in a European spot. That would be good. Jeremy, thanks for joining us. Hi, Jake. Season's greetings to you and yours. Thank you very much indeed, and to you. How can you be confident after the debacle on Wednesday? Do you know what? For the first time in a while, I've just been a little bit not unbothered, but just a little bit about us playing. I mean, I think I was just so depleted after Wednesday night, obviously being there and having to travel back through the early hours of Thursday morning, and the couple of games we've had on over the last couple of nights, I've preferred to switch over to darts, to be honest with you. And that's a little bit unlike me. You know, I always like watching the football, and it just seems like it's just knocked the stuffing out of me a little bit. See, always the Christmas jokes at Christmas. But hopefully today they can put the turkey back into me, put everything back into it, and let's hope we can put a performance in that we are proud of today, and we can get back to winning ways and rebuild some confidence out of yet another difficult game away from home 2 days after Boxing Day against Arsenal away, which is going to be a tricky game. They haven't reached their full potential so far this season, Arsenal, but they're still a very dangerous outfit. Well, we will see how much they have progressed when they, of course, face Liverpool a little bit later on today on the Saturday night football. But yeah, that is to come. That is to come. Usual suspect says losing like they did against Liverpool. I'm expecting a big reaction, or should I say, hopefully, a big reaction. Yeah, bang on. We need it, because otherwise it's just been a complete car crash of a week. Absolute nightmare. Some utilisation of the wonderful West Ham unofficial emojis there. Let's look at the odds. West Ham 7-5, Man United 8-5, the draw 13-5. Would a point be terrible? I don't know. That's a difficult question, because after watching that midweek, I don't know whether a point's enough, to be totally honest. Of course, you know, we take a point, but I'm expecting all three after the resting and everything that happened midweek. I'm expecting a huge performance and a win just to sort of make up for that in that sense, you know. But we'll see. If you were to offer me a point now, I'd probably just about say, yeah, I'll take it. In my opinion, team news is coming up very shortly, so we will bring that to you as and when we get it. Good morning, Peter. I hope you are well. You just know their striker yet to score in the league will do so today. I had that vibe about Nunes on Wednesday night when he hadn't scored in 10, and with it inside 3 minutes, we were singing you just a shh, Andy Carroll to Darwin Nunes. But Rasmus Højlund hasn't scored a league goal yet, and he's looked pretty awful, to be honest with you. But yeah, he'll probably score today, there's no doubt about it. Power Builder 100, Merry Christmas. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Hope West Ham give us a good win today. We certainly need it, that is for sure. Max, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Melissa, not very confident after that performance against Liverpool. I'm sort of putting that to the side and not referencing it too much. The only reference I'm providing for the Liverpool game, I think, is just the resting that we made and how we need a response in this game. I'm not taking the performance up face value, because we had so many players not involved. There was 5 players of us, so we had pretty much half our first team not playing that game, and we all know the recurring issue of how poor our second string side is and how not good enough it is. You know, we've known that. We've scraped past Lincoln. We've struggled against Olympiacos with that sort of side. So we know the lack of quality that's instilled into that B team. So it wasn't at all a surprise from the lineup coming out to the result on Wednesday. So I'm not taking that. The only thing you can take that from is obviously the confidence is at rock bottom again after a big drubbing like that. You know, it's never nice, and I just hope that we've got the courage to pick ourselves back up again inside 3 days and go again against a side that can be a good outfit, but are also very consistently inconsistent. You know, they Max puts in the chat, you know, they are a poor side. They can turn up on their day, and they've got some very you know, respectable and good enough players there. You know, they've got some decent outfits, but they are a really poor football team, aren't they? And they've showed that at stages so far this season. We've got, you know, that loss against Bournemouth was completely unacceptable for a Manchester United side in any era, at any point, at any time. It was just a public embarrassment to the football club, and that takes nothing away from Bournemouth. Fair play to them. I don't mind Bournemouth. I've got a sort of soft spot for them being down that way, and I thought that was absolutely brilliant. And I think the whole nation sort of clapped them after that, because it was mildly amusing. But from a Manchester United point of view, it was really just not on. Just pathetic from them. And obviously the Champions League debacle hasn't helped their situation as well. They've had player torment in the camp. They've had disgruntled Sancho and Rashford. There's been reports of players not happy with the manager and not happy with what's going on. So there's plenty of unrest at Old Trafford, and I can't see Erik ten Hag fixing it anytime soon, to be honest with you. We've had reports that there is sickness in the Manchester United camp. Of course, we've had it in recent weeks, but it seems like it's transferred over to Manchester United. We've got no idea whether that's going to affect their starting lineup too much, but we will receive that in 4 minutes' time. We will get the West Ham lineup confirmed in just 4 minutes. So put who you want to see in that 11 into the chat, and I will read out official confirmation in 4 minutes. I'm sure we'll get some little tidbits of what's going to happen very shortly from that sense. But yeah, I'm just hoping, obviously expecting after Wednesday's lineup, that it will be a full strength side and we can put a few past Manchester United tonight. Who starts in goal? Who do I want to start in goal, and who do I think will start in goal? Lucas Fabianski is on the matchday graphic on West Ham social media, so that would suggest Lucas Fabianski starting, but that's just a pure assumption from me. I'd expect Fabianski with the trend that they're currently conveying. It looks like they've done the flip back again to Areola as the cup keeper and Fabianski as the goalkeeper in the Premier League. This doesn't bother me too much, to be honest with you. I feel a little bit for Areola because he hasn't done too much wrong. Obviously, Wednesday night, I don't blame too much on Wednesday night on him. A couple of the goals he could have done better, but look at the state of that defence in front of him, for goodness sake. So I'm expecting to see Areola, but I'm expecting to see Fabianski, my mistake. But whatever it is, it really doesn't bother me too much. As long as one of those two are there, I'm not going to take too much note out of it. Let's take some more of your comments. But on a Paul side, they certainly are. We've got our Christmas show tonight at 7:30, where absolutely anything goes. It's the one show of the year which I know absolutely very little about. It will get sorted out for me, and whoever pops up as a guest on the bottom of the screen will get on and we'll have a Christmassy chat. If we win, we'll talk a little bit about football today. If we don't win, we're not going to talk about football whatsoever on our Christmas show at 7:30 tonight. So set your alarm. 7:30 tonight, West Ham Unofficial Christmas party. Join us for that. It's going to be a good one. We'll have plenty of laughs and jokes, some mince pie debates, and of course much more. The place to be tonight, 7:30, whether we are drowning our sorrows in a defeat or celebrating a victory, the place to be tonight. 7:30 right here on West Ham Unofficial. Peter, I'm expecting some Christmas jokes from you at 7:30. It wouldn't be a Christmas show without your jokes, so I will hope to see you there and everybody else joining in the chat as well. Peter says any result is possible today as both sides are unpredictable. Yeah, both sides are consistently inconsistent, aren't they? So yeah, any result is on the table today, that is for sure. Peter says so many people support Man United in London. It's like another London derby. Exactly. A few people have mentioned that on Twitter, how there was all the Man United fans were in the pubs at like 9 o'clock this morning. It's almost like they all live in London, isn't it? Jake, have you lost an ear? No, because the trouble is with these headphones, if I do that, I can't hear myself. So I consistently increase my volume to a point where I'm shouting because I like to hear what I'm saying. So I have that there so I can just hear what I'm saying. And it does look like I've only got one ear, but I can guarantee, I don't know why I've got these on because there's no guests coming on. I have got 2 ears. I can guarantee you of that. So, yeah, I can take these off because I don't need them on. No one's coming on. There we go. I've got 2 ears. You happy now, Peter? Right, lineup is less than a minute away. So, brace yourselves for what we are about to receive. Hopefully, it's full strength. And here it is. And also a minute early. You're treating us, West Ham. Oh, wow. Areola's back in goal. I will bring it up onto the screen very shortly. I can sense that the tension is building as I'm pressing share on StreamYard. And it is going to come up on your screen right now. Agerd is not there, so we must still be ill, and it is coming right now. If I press the button, let's go there, shall we? No, we won't do that. We'll do that one. No, we won't do that. We'll do that one. Oh, it's not what they. Yeah, that'll do. Couldn't press the right button. Areola, Sufa, Mavropanos, Zuma comes in back as captain. Emerson, Alvarez, Will Prowse, Suchek, Paqueta, Kudus, and Burns. Let's break that down. Areola comes back in for his first Premier League appearance since his wrist injury. Fabianski drops back down to the bench. He does. Sufa right back. Mavropanos keeps his place in the lineup, and Agurd is not on the bench. So Agurd is still suffering with his sickness. And Zuma comes back in. Of course, he can't play 2 games in a week. So Moyes has deemed that this game is more important. And our captain starts at the back for this one. Emerson returns at left back. That is very much needed. Alvarez just sitting, who I didn't think had a fantastic game on Wednesday night. None of them did, to be honest with you. But Alvarez keeps his space as expected in that number 6 role. Will Prowse and Souček make up the midfield a little bit further up. Paqueta on one side, and then Kudus or Bowen leading the line. I'm a little bit unsure. They fluctuated in recent weeks. Even Paqueta has come up front for a short period on Wednesday night. So those 3 will change around from up front to left wing to right wing as Paqueta, Kudus, and Bowen, who have been a dream team in recent weeks, consistently scoring goals and assisting each other. They lead the line for West Ham United. Let's have a look at the subs bench. It reads Fabianski, Johnson, Creswell, Fornals, Ings, Ogbonna, Benrahma, Kehrer, and Mubama. So note Agurd and Cornet, who are still suffering with that sickness bug that is going round the camp. So attacking threats, Fornals, not really. Ings, definitely not. Benrahma, sort of. And Mubama. So we've got plenty to come off the bench there, haven't we? You can sense my sarcasm already, can't you? Oh dear. Not happy Areola is starting. Yeah, I'm quite surprised, actually. See, just before Fabas have started, he didn't. There's a bit of a curveball thrown in by David Moyes there. West Ham 3-0, Kudus 1, Bowen 2. My fantasy team would very much like that. Happy Will Prowse is starting. Yeah, he's come back into a side after being rested on Wednesday night. Crap bench says it all, says Peter. Michael, hope you're well. He says, morning, Jake. Moyes owes you all a refund and an apology if we lose today. Well, I'm expecting a performance. I'm going to sit there quite stubbornly waiting for some electrifying and decent football, because we certainly didn't see that Wednesday night, and that was sacrificed for this game. It certainly is a soft bench. So if the first team doesn't do it, then we are flipping struggling, aren't we? Let's get the Manchester United lineup, shall we? And see if they've done it in numerical order. I am literally going to cry. Oh, they have as well. I just hate this. It's just gets on my nerves. Right, we're going to bring up the Manchester United lineup as soon as I amend this. Here we go then. Share this tab instead. Right, it should be able to screen. It is. Onana is in goal. Right, let's try and work this out. Shaw, Evans. Where's Maguire? Is Maguire there? I don't know. This gets on my nerves. Right, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Evans, and another defender. In there is Mainu, a defender. I've got no crikey. There's some different names in here, aren't there? In midfield, there is McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, and probably Anthony, or I'm not sure. And then you've got Kambawala, who will play somewhere. Mainu, who will play somewhere. Garnacho will probably be more progressive, and it will be Rasmus Højlund who will be leading the line for Manchester United. That is a weak Manchester United side, isn't it? Well, that is a side that you can definitely get out from a West Ham perspective. Their bench reads Bayindir, Bennett, it's like Gordon, Reguilon, Amrabat, Ericsson, Hannibal, I was going to say Hannibal Lecter then, Pellistri, Van der Beek, and Rashford. So attacking options there, Pellistri, Hannibal, Ericsson to an extent, and Rashford. I mean, Rashford's massively fallen out of favour with Erik ten Hag, hasn't he? So, look, that's an incredibly weak Manchester United side. If you're not looking at that and going, you know what, we can get at these today, then I don't know what you're looking at. I presume Maguire's still injured. I think he picked up an injury in the Champions League game, didn't he? And so, look, you've got Evans in there. Shaw, he's decent. Wan-Bissaka's decent. And then another defender, maybe that Kambawala as a defender. I'm not sure. They've done it in numerical order. I'll try and get it up on the BBC website and see what sort of formation they are going with, because to be honest with you, I haven't heard of a couple of those names, and I never thought there'd be the day where I read out a Manchester United starting lineup and I can't recognise some of the names, but it is what it is. Right, let's have a look at this lineup. And right, okay, they've put it up on the BBC Sport website a little bit more accessible for me. So they reckon it's going to be Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Kambawala is the other centre half, Evans, Shaw, McTominay, Mainu in midfield, Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony, and Rasmus Højlund leading the line. So I didn't get it too wrong, did I? They have a youth team centre half. Hench, don't know his name. Yeah, he must be a youth player. So they are running very light, Manchester United, and that bench shows it. as well. Listen, looking at that, you've got to increase your confidence after that. That's quite a weak Manchester United side. Yeah, there's some quality players in attack there. You know, Garnacho on his day can turn up. Fernandez, Antony. We've yet to see it from Højlund, but he'll probably do that today. He'll probably turn up and put in a blinder of a performance. But that's increased my confidence a little bit after seeing that, if I'm being totally honest with you. So let's move on to some predictions. Apologies if my Wi-Fi is dropping out. It says it's quite low. So if I'm a little bit glitchy, then that is not my fault. But right, let's do some predictions in just a second. Yeah, no Rashford or Slabhead. So yeah, it's quite a weak United side. So we've got to take that on board and really use it as confidence. Should have seen the likes of Scholes and Marshall and Casey instead of Ogbonna, Creswell and Ings on the bench. It's hard to disagree, but we know Moyes isn't going to do that. He should have put Dan Ings there, who is going to leave the club at some point, and you know, the likes of Kehrer, who's just not getting a game. It's just incredibly infuriating for all of us, isn't it? Right, let's go through some predictions then. A 2-1 win, says Dad. A 2-0 win, says Michael. Peter's going for a Desmond 2-2 draw. I think I said 1-1, but I don't usually change my prediction from the preview to the build up, but hey ho, it's Christmas. Let's change the rules, because I've seen that Man United lineup and I've seen there's huge weaknesses there from a United point of view. And if Paqueta, Kudus and Bowen can link up as they did against Wolves, I think we could have quite an enjoyable afternoon, if I'm being totally honest with you. So I'm gonna say United aren't gonna score. I'm gonna say we're gonna keep another clean sheet. I know 2 in 2 weeks, go steady. And I'm gonna go for a 1-0 West Ham win, similar to last year. Maybe we might need a little bit of luck with the goal, as we did with Benrahma, with that De Gea howler last year at home. I'm saying a 1-0 win. I'm saying either Kudus or Bowen to get the goal. I don't mind which. One of them is scoring every single week, so it's bound to be. And we very rarely don't score in a game. So look, that's what I'm going for. 1-0 West Ham. I just hope we see a performance that somehow, in some way, warrants that disgraceful just farce on Wednesday night against Liverpool. So I am expecting to be entertained, and will I be entertained? Probably not, but we will see. Good morning to Wally's. I'm sure you've got your coffee on tap this morning, Wally. It must be early for you over in the US. You must hate these 12:30 kickoffs, because I can imagine it's an early start for you across the pond, Wally. But I hope you're well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Bruno to get booked before Alvarez. Alvarez picked up his card Wednesday night, didn't they? But I should expect that again. He must be nearing a 2-game ban now. So all jokes aside, we wanted to be avoiding that as much as possible. Oh, crikey. 2-1 win, says Power Builder. West Ham 3-1. Kudus 1, Bowen 2. There we go. I like that one. Have Zuma and Dinos played together before? I can't remember. From memory, maybe a couple of times. I'm not entirely sure. But I mean, it doesn't sound like Moyes have much of a choice tonight with the injury, the illness to Naif Gerd. So look, it is what it is. Mavropanos was the obvious man to come in to the side, and let's hope he can, put in a decent performance and build some confidence. He hasn't at all filled me with too much confidence in his games he's played so far. I think he's been a little bit dodgy, a little bit temperamental, not quite as solid as we'd all like, but he's got to start somewhere, and he's got to improve, hopefully, into a decent and solid defender. He hasn't convinced me so far, Konstantinos Mavropanos. That's not how the Liverpool speaker called. I think the Liverpool speaker on Wednesday night called him Konstantinos or something. It was really bizarre how he said his name. So yeah, that just sort of came back into my mind there. But let's hope Dinos has a solid afternoon, because I think that'll do his confidence the world of good as well. 1-0 West Ham, 11-1, 2-0 West Ham, 14-1. So as usual suspect, I wouldn't put too much on it. Can we get 10 Hag sacked? That would be funny, wouldn't it? But I think they're just going to stick with him until this Jim Ratcliffe bloke comes in to sort of control the footballing operations, because at the moment the football club's a mess from top to bottom. Old Trafford is falling down, and not just in the song. It is literally falling down. Honestly, the place is a complete wreck. They've got no director of football, as Gary Neville harps on every week when they lose on Sky Sports. They've just got no core, and there doesn't seem to be any leaders here. They've got a captain in Bruno Fernandes who isn't captain material. Roy Keane has outlined that many times, and I'm inclined to agree with him, to be honest with you. There's no leaders in there, and Erik ten Hag doesn't seem to have an answer and have a response to it. And I think they've got quite a soft backbone, which could be easily exploited. And that's what Moyes and the West Ham team have got to target today. Get at them early, put them under pressure, because they're a side, especially with the changes they've been forced to make today with a weakened 11. And that's even more reinforcing how we can get at them today. I hope so. Kieran, I hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. Good day, and Jake. 10:30 p.m. for me. An early one, of course. Yeah, time zones, madness, isn't it? Hope you're well, Kieran. Hope you have a great Christmas, and of course everybody else as well. Kieran, I'll send you a message. What would the time be for our Christmas show later? I'll see whether we can get you involved. I will have a look. If it's ridiculous time, of course I won't. I won't send you the link. But if you can, I will speak to you after the show. Crafty Dave did not see that West Ham team lineup. Bet Man United did not see that as Moyes kept that under his hat. Yeah, I sort of expected it. Apart from the goalkeeper, to be honest with you, that's what I expected after the lineup he put out on Wednesday night. I could have predicted that on Wednesday night when I read that out in the concourse at Liverpool, completely in disbelief, to be honest with you. London Stadium not falling down, not far from falling down. Also, London Stadium's falling down. Oh well, what a shame. Yeah, 1-0 West Ham. I'm going to go for Kudus or Bowen to get the goal. A rattled Man United side, a much needed response from a pathetic display on Wednesday night, and we move on to the Christmas period in a European space, nice and cozy, forgetting about that monstrosity on Wednesday night, and then move on to Arsenal. But before that, so after the game, we'll have an instant match reaction for 10 minutes where I will go through the game and give my thoughts, hopefully discussing West Ham picking up 3 points and defeating Manchester United. And then after that, I'll rejoin you in a few hours without a Christmas jumper, unfortunately, because I don't own one unless I miraculously acquire one within the next 9 hours. There will be the Christmas show with guests who I've got no idea who they are. It could be crazy. It's going to be chaos, I can guarantee you of it, but that's the fun of it. The Christmas party show, 7:30 here on West Ham Unofficial. Trust me, you do not want to miss it, because even I don't know what's going to happen, and that means anything can happen. So let's hope we have an entertaining afternoon, and we've got plenty of good football to talk about a little bit later on. So we'll have a reaction straight on the final whistle at 2:30, Christmas show at 7:30, and then that's me done until Boxing Day. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like on it and subscribe to West Ham Unofficial if you're new. From me, come on you Irons, I beg these players, put in a performance today to warrant Wednesday night, but we will certainly see. Kickoff is less than 50 minutes away. Smash the like, subscribe, do all that crap, and until the full-time whistle, I will see you soon right here on West Ham Unofficial. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Come on you Irons, and bye-bye.